5 officers stood before the general's desk. Lieutenant Sarah Chen stood behind them, eyes forward, hands clasped, silent. "Demote her," Colonel Morrison said. Immediately, General Hawthorne didn't look up from the report in his hands. The paper had a brown stain on the corner, old blood. "She disobeyed direct orders," Morrison continued. "Lost equipment, endangered the mission. 3 soldiers died because of her choices." The other 4 officers nodded. Chen's jaw tightened, but she didn't speak. Hawthorne set down the report, looked at Morrison, then at Chen. "Promote her twice." The room went silent. Morrison's face went red. "Sir, with respect, Lieutenant Chen is now Captain Chen, effective immediately, and she'll be Major Chen within the month." Chen's eyes widened. She opened her mouth, closed it. "General, she violated protocol," Morrison said. "The mission parameters were clear. She had her orders." Hawthorne stood, walked around his desk, picked up the blood-stained report. "Tell me, Morrison. Have you read this?" "I wrote half of it, sir. I was her commanding officer on that mission." "Then you know what happened." "I know she made unauthorized decisions that cost lives." Hawthorne nodded slowly, looked at Chen. "Captain Chen, tell me about Checkpoint 7. Chen's voice came out steady but quiet. "Sir, the intel said the building was an enemy weapons cache. Orders were to demolish it and extract. And, when we arrived, there were civilians inside, 47 of them, families." "The intel was wrong," Morrison cut in. "The mission was time-sensitive. We had a window, she wasted it." Chen's hands tightened behind her back, but she kept talking. "I made the call to evacuate the civilians first. It took 18 minutes. During extraction, we came under fire. We lost Corporal Martinez, Private Okonkwo, and Sergeant Williams. The building was destroyed in the firefight. We recovered no weapons because there weren't any." Her voice cracked on the last sentence. "Just barely." Of the other officers, Major Reeves shook his head. "Those soldiers had families too, Chen. You chose strangers over your own people. I chose to save lives instead of ending them. You chose to disobey orders." Hawthorne held up the report. "This document has been on my desk for 6 weeks. I've read it 40 times. I've interviewed every soldier who survived that mission. I've looked at the intel that led to the operation. And I've read the autopsy reports for Martinez, Okonkwo, and Williams." He walked to the window. The morning light hit his shoulders. The intel came from a single unverified source. Captain Chen questioned it before the mission. Her concerns were dismissed. When she arrived and found civilians, she had 2 choices: follow orders and kill 47 innocent people, or break protocol and save them. Morrison stepped forward. "War requires hard choices, sir. She's a soldier, not a social worker." Hawthorne turned. His voice went cold. "She's a leader. And she made the choice that our uniform is supposed to represent. She protected the innocent, at personal cost." He set the report on the desk. The blood stain was visible to everyone now. "This blood is from Captain Chen's hands. When the building came down, she went back in, pulled out a child who'd been missed in the first sweep, 5 years old, trapped under rubble. Chen dug through concrete and rebar with her bare hands until she reached her. The girl survived. Chen carried her half a mile under enemy fire to the evacuation point." Chen stared at the floor. Her jaw worked like she was trying not to cry. "The soldiers who died," Hawthorne continued, "were covering her retreat. They volunteered. I have their helmet cam footage. Martinez's last words were, 'Get that kid out, Chen, we got you.'" The room was silent now. Hawthorne picked up the report again, held it so everyone could see. "Captain Chen requested this mission be classified as a failure in her file. She requested a demotion. She's requested it 6 times in 6 weeks, because she blames herself for 3 deaths instead of crediting herself for 47 lives. That's the kind of leader I want in my command." Morrison's face had gone pale. The other officers looked at their feet. Reeves cleared his throat. "Sir, we didn't know about the child or the blood. The report we received was incomplete because Captain Chen removed all references to her own actions. She only reported the tactical outcome and the casualties. She protected the civilians in the field and in the paperwork because she didn't want their village targeted for retaliation." Hawthorne looked directly at Chen. "Captain, you've spent 6 weeks believing you failed. You've attended 3 funerals and apologized to 3 families for doing your job. You've carried this report's weight alone, and you've said nothing in your own defense. Not once, not even today. Chen's voice was barely a whisper. I lost 3 soldiers, sir. You saved 50 lives, 47 civilians, 3 of your own soldiers who would have been court-martialed if they'd followed the original order. And yourself, that's not failure, that's command. He opened a drawer, pulled out a small wooden box. Your promotion to captain is effective today. Your second promotion to major will be contingent on one thing. He opened the box. Inside was a medal, Silver Star, Valor. You have to accept this. You have to let the record show what actually happened, and you have to stop punishing yourself for having a conscience. Chen's breath hitched. A tear slid down her cheek. She didn't wipe it away. Morrison stepped back. His voice came out different, quieter. General, I owe Captain Chen an apology. I wrote that report based on tactical outcome. I didn't ask why she made the calls she made. I just saw the numbers, 3 dead. Mission objective failed. A lot of people saw numbers, Hawthorne said. Captain Chen saw people. That's the difference between a soldier and a leader. Another officer, Lieutenant Park, spoke up for the first time. Permission to speak, sir? Granted. I've served with Chen for 4 years. She's the best officer I've ever known. If I'd known the full story, I never would have signed that demotion request. I'd like to withdraw my name from it. Same, Reeves said. One by one, all 5 officers withdrew their signatures. Morrison looked at Chen. Captain, I'm sorry. You made the right call. I should have backed you. Chen nodded, couldn't speak yet. Hawthorne placed the medal back in the box, set it in front of her. This will be presented at a formal ceremony next week. The mission will be declassified. The families of those 47 civilians have been asking to meet you. They've pooled their resources and commissioned something for you. A painting, 47 handprints, all different colors. The 5-year-old you saved painted the yellow sun in the corner. Chen's composure broke. She covered her face with her hands, her shoulders shook. Morrison put a hand on her shoulder, squeezed once, then stepped back. Hawthorne's voice softened. You're dismissed, Captain. Take the rest of the day. Report Monday for your new assignment. You'll be training officers in ethical decision-making under fire, because apparently we need it. Chen lowered her hands, saluted. Her eyes were red, but her voice was steady. Thank you, sir. As she turned to leave, Hawthorne picked up the blood-stained report. Captain, she stopped. This goes in your file right next to your commendation, because your scars matter just as much as your medals. They're proof you were there, proof you cared, proof you chose right when wrong was easier. She nodded, walked out. The 5 officers stood in silence. Hawthorne looked at each of them. Gentlemen, you came here demanding justice. You left understanding mercy. That's growth. Dismissed. They filed out. Alone, Hawthorne opened the report one more time. Read the last line Chen had written in the margin, in pencil, almost invisible. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Below it, in his own handwriting, he added, You have nothing to apologize for. The world needs more leaders like you. He placed the report in Chen's service file, marked it with a single word, exemplary. 3 months later, Major Chen stood in front of a class of new officers. Behind her, mounted on the wall, was a painting. 47 handprints, a yellow sun in the corner. She told them about Checkpoint 7, about the choice, about the cost. And when they asked if she'd do it again, she didn't hesitate. Every time, because the uniform doesn't just mean following orders. It means knowing when orders are wrong and having the courage to be human anyway. In the back of the room, General Hawthorne listened, smiled, then quietly left. On his desk, he kept a copy of that blood-stained report, a reminder. Sometimes the people everyone wants to punish are the ones we should be promoting. Because real courage looks like disobedience when the orders forget we're supposed to be the good guys.